Yo, it's clear to see when you open up your feed that ain't nobody better than Elite POV. We bring the heat to your screen every week, cause ain't nobody better than Elite POV. So understand every time that we speak that ain't nobody better than Elite POV. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Elite POV. We have here with us, first off, my wonderful co-host, the producer who, the Canadian Prince, Kyle Masters. What is up?
What's going on, everybody? How are you guys all doing today? I'm so excited for this interview with me and Phil's one of our all-time favorite women's wrestlers, Tay Conti, which we'll get to here, and I'll let host Hoot right up here continue on here.
And if it's your first time listening to us, I'm Phil Cataldo, but you can call me Philium. And let me introduce our very special guest. We got AEW's breakout star, one of our favorites, one of your favorites, Tay Conti. What is up? Thank you so much for joining us on this. We really appreciate it.
Hi, friends. How are you all? I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I invited myself. I'm already telling you guys because I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, oh, how dare he didn't invite me yet? Oh, I was mad.
Yeah, how dare you, Phil?
Listen, we have to play it safe. We can't overstep, and it makes a better story this way.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm going to invite myself. That's fine.
Yeah, well, you guys had a great episode of Dynamite last week, and we know that your match was taped, and it's going to be airing on Rampage coming this Friday. So we're definitely really excited for that. But before we get into that stuff, just how's your day going? How's everything? How's travel?
It's been crazy. So I just got home from New York. I'm really tired. And I was supposed to do that a day after, but I forgot I had a flight. So that's the story of my life. I always forget what I gotta do. And thank God I have a cell phone that reminds me every time, hey, you got a flight tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it's been really good, but I'm also super tired. I think I tweeted that to them, life is good, but damn it, I'm tired.
Yeah. The life of a pro wrestler, right? You guys never stop. It's always on to the next show, to the next appearance, to the next thing. But that's what makes it awesome.
It is fun. I got home today, and then I have a 7 a.m. flight tomorrow. I'm coming back Sunday at midnight, so I have Monday off to travel on Tuesday again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, but it just makes the time go by faster, and then all of a sudden it'll be Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. You're right.
Yeah, that's the way I try to look at it. Like when my job gets busy and stuff like that, I just think that, hey, it's just gonna make time go by faster. And for you, it's Christmas. For me, it's just another episode of AEW because that's how my week goes. But so I want to start this off with asking you a question that a lot of our listeners, and including us, a lot of people, a lot of your fans want to know is, so this is your first time talking since your huge match at Full Gear against Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Championship. And how did you feel that match go? How did you feel that whole experience went for you?
Oh, God, that was really crazy and special. For sure, the biggest match of my career. I also listened to your podcast talking about it. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was looking for it and I saw that you guys tagged me on Instagram, I'm gonna listen to it, because sometimes it makes us feel good. Mm-hmm. And, even when they say their opinion and it's not something really good, it helps me to see what I need to get better and stuff. So I do appreciate you guys and what you do because it's really important to us. It's part of our career. Oh, mm-hmm. I always say if I'm in a point that I am right now in my career is because of the support I have. Without the support of the fans and you guys, it's impossible to be here, So I do appreciate you guys a lot. But talking about the match, it was crazy, insane. I was so nervous. I remember my entrance when they told me to go and be on stage and go down, and I had the flag covering myself. And I was freaking out. I was I want to cry. And I was no, I can't cry right now. I'm a badass, you know? I cannot cry. And I'm trying to talk to myself hey, you deserve to be here. Just be calm. You're ready for this. Because I'm always trying to talk to myself because sometimes, of course, I know I'm ready. I train to be there. I worked so hard to be there. But then at some point, like I start questioning myself because I'm a human, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I need to remind myself that I work to be there and I deserve to be there. So that moment I was like just praying to God, like to bless me and then like to help me like not get hurt and to do my best. So that was really, really crazy. That was like amazing. Work with Brit was something like really special too. She's one of like she's the top right now of the division. She's the face of the division for sure. And then work with her was like really, really special. I honestly I was glad to be like doing this with her, but I'm taking that title soon, so she better be ready.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to that. But you know, in regards to your entrance, was that your idea, or did somebody help you come up with that? Because that was honestly, and we talked about it on the show, and a lot of people on social media have weighed in, and it's a lot of people's favorite entrance of the night. It's one of the best entrances of the year because it's so different from your normal entrance, but it makes sense because it's a big fight feel and it's a big moment for you, right? So now was that on you or?
No, that's funny because I was so worried about the match that I didn't even think about it, right? And in AW, we have so much freedom to do things that we want and to come up with ideas. But then again, like I was so like nervous with the match and thinking about everything else that I forgot about my entrance. So last minute, as always, I'm always like a last minute person. So I was talking with friends and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do for my entrance? Like the same week as the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, I didn't think about it. Nobody told me anything about it. And then I was like, what should I do? And I was thinking like, oh, in a wrestling, judo big fight or MMA, how do we do? You know, I was trying to like put myself in that position. I'm like, well, that's how I wanted to do. So I went to Tony and I was like, hey, do you have 5 minutes? He's always available to talk. It's Tony. And then I told him the idea and I was like, I don't know if we can do because I know it's like super last minute, it's like 2 or 3 days before the pay-per-view. But I had this idea and can we do it? And he was like, oh yeah, of course we can do it. We're gonna figure it out. It's easy. We're gonna do it. So I ordered my flag on Amazon. Amazon saved my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just happy your flag came in time because going into the Grand Slam show in Queens, I ordered a big Puerto Rican flag because I myself am half Puerto Rican and I wanted to hold it up because Santana and Ortiz, I knew that was their hometown show and Eddie Kingston and stuff. So I wanted to rep my flag and it did not come in. It came in like a month later.
Well,
so I was like, oh, I'll have it for next year. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Lucky. So yeah, there was like all my idea, everything like the flames and the entrance and the going down. Everybody like was helping me in the day after the pay-per-view, like, hey, let's try it before so we see like what you want. So that was all my ideas, but everybody helped a lot and they made it happen like exactly the way I visualize it. So I was really happy about that.
Oh man,
that's good. Now the one thing, another thing that people were talking about, unless you have something to say, Kyle.
I was just gonna say that the entrance was amazing because I knew going into that match that it was a huge match, but as soon as I seen your entrance, I had this big overwhelming sensation of just like, oh my God, this is a bigger match than I thought it was. And I was going in thinking like, this is my main event of the pay-per-view. And that entrance was so well done. So very much props to you, Ty, for doing something like that. Cause it was just way so like too good. It was really good. So props to you for that. And I'm glad the flag came in through Amazon.
Yeah, thank you. It's just too easy to work with like the whole team in AW. Like you just say it, you give the ideas and then they help and they make it happen, you know? So it's super easy. I appreciate like Tony to be like, oh, okay, let's do it. If you think it's gonna look good, here it is. You have the freedom to try.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Yeah, that was super cool.
And it's cool because now that's like your signature thing, right? That's something that you brought to the table that makes you stand out. And especially on a card like Full Gear where we had everything and then some, and we had the Hangman feud leading in, you know, you had the crazy 6-man matches, like your match with Britt really stood out. and is a lot of people's favorite. It's our favorites here on the show. So it's definitely awesome. Now, another thing, like I was saying before, that moonsault. As somebody, me and Kyle here, we've been following your career since the first round of the Mae Young Classic, right? Mm-hmm. And to think that girl who came out with the judo gi, who was doing judo tosses and stuff like that, is doing a moonsault, blew my mind. I remember standing up and just going crazy in my living room over here because it was something I didn't ever see coming out of you, at least this, early in your career. So what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, it was like I told Sammy because I'm really close to him. Mm-hmm. And then I was talking to him about the match. I was like, I want to do something different that I never did before, because that's one of my main things. I always need to do one thing that I never did before, and then we were going to trampoline parks. Mm-hmm. And I was not able to do a backflip at all. He was like, no, you can. I'm like, no, I cannot. No. So he helped me in 3 days. I was doing a moonsault with him. Oh, he's so talented that I trusted him. And I was like, oh, okay, I think I can do it. So he had a lot of patience with me because, I was like, no, I cannot do it. It's hard. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. We have 100 videos on my phone. And then after the trampoline park, we went there 3 times. And then after the trampoline park, he was like, now you got to try in the ring. And I was super nervous because I don't know, there was people around. I'm like, what if I cannot do it? What if I get hurt? What if? It's like, no, stop thinking. You got to do it. And then he was there helping me. And I was like, okay, I trust him enough. He's good. I mean, you guys watch his matches. Oh, yeah. I was like, I got to trust him. And then I did it a couple times in the ring. First, I did it on the apron to the outside. And then he was like, okay, now we got to try from the top. And I'm like, oh my God. And I think I tried a week before the pay-per-view, a couple days before the pay-per-view was the first time that I really tried from the top to inside the ring. Mm-hmm. And then I hit it a couple times. I was like, oh, okay, I feel confident enough to do it. And then I really wanted to try to the outside. And he was like, I don't think it's necessary. How am I going to do that for the first time ever in a pay-per-view match? I will be nervous and then I'll be tired. It's like, no, you're just going to do it. And I'm like, oh my God, Sammy. It's like, yeah, trust me. And then it happened. So that was thank you to Sammy because he was the one helping me with this. I would not do that without his help. So.
Yeah, well, definitely a big thank you to Sammy because that's one of the best moments of the year for the entire company because it was so shocking that it really made for an all-time great moment. If not just for you, but for the company this year.
I'm super glad because I never thought I would be able to do something like that. It's not my style at all. You know it. And I was like, well, let's try it. I know people are going to be like, oh, is she doing a moonsault? Not Ty, So I'm glad it worked out well.
Yeah, it was definitely seeing you. I rewatched the match recently and seeing you go up there and stop for a second. I remember when I was watching it live, is someone going to stop her or is she really going to do this right now? This is crazy.
That's something else that Sammy told me. He was like, when you're there, just take a second, look around and enjoy the moment. Cause you're lucky to be there. And I'm like, hell yeah. I need to remind myself that I deserve to be here, that I can do this. So I kind of heard him in that moment. So I stop it. And I'm like, okay, here you go. Boom.
Yeah. That's, and I remember you mentioning on my Twitter when you saw that I posted the pictures when I went skydiving. Mm-hmm. We got to get you there next. Skydiving is next for you. Yeah, we got to get you there next because I remember having the same feeling.
Out of the plane.
Yeah, listen, I remember being at that door and being nervous and just saying, "Hey, listen, you just got to go. You just got to go.
Just go."
Yeah. Now, in regards to Sammy, so you've been showing up a lot on Sammy's vlogs lately, which people are absolutely loving. Being a part of the vlog crew and stuff like that. How did that come along?
Well, I was always close to the guys. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, why not? And then I started showing up in the videos. Nobody invited me. That's me. I think it, and I'm like, oh, I'm inviting myself.
That's awesome.
Nobody know. Yeah. So I started to show up in the vlog and then we have a blast. We have fun. I love them all. They're so fun and they help me. Like it's pretty much like a family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Vlog crew now is my second family. So
now, are there any advances on you making your own vlog? Because you did kind of tease it in that one clip with Danielson when Sammy said you might be making a vlog. A lot of us want to know, is that coming soon?
I do have like a YouTube channel, and then I have like a bunch of followers there, but I stopped doing it. I did, I think, like 2 videos or 3, I can't remember, but then I was trying to like focusing on another thing like wrestling and stuff. But maybe soon. For now I'll be enjoy the vlog crew like in Sammy's vlog because I'm having a blast. I'm having so much fun with them. So maybe. Well, I cannot say I would. Let's see.
Well, if you ever do, you know you have 2 big fans right here that are going to support.
Yeah, you'll have 2 weekly watchers over here. Because listen, as fans looking in, and I guess you could weigh in on this. Does everybody in AEW love Jordans and love vlogs? Because I feel like everyone does it. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I was not willing to choose before AEW. I don't know why. I think like we started talking about it and the girls was always talking about it. I'm like, well, I'm going to try to get one. And after I got my first pair, oh my God, I never stopped. It's like I'm always on the app like, okay, what am I going to get now? It's crazy. But I feel like, yeah, everybody in AEW likes that. It's crazy.
It's made me want to buy Jordans now.
Yeah, I know. It's an expensive habit. I can't go down that.
Yeah, it is. Honest. I'm like, why am I buying so many shoes? Like, no, stop, please.
Well, trust me, Tay, it's worse up here. When it's in Canadian dollars, it's more expensive.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to pay for that international shipping too. Like that's the killer on him.
Yeah. I do it though. I still do it.
Yeah, it's for the love of it.
It's worth it.
In the end, that's what I tell myself. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Now, Kyle, you did have a question for her. Do you want to go ahead and ask
I do. So we know you're really big in judo, and that's what you come from. What have you taken from your lessons in your career in judo, and how you've applied it to wrestling today in professional wrestling? Because we see a lot of that in your in-ring work. We see a lot of judo that comes out once in a while. Was that a hard transition from judo to professional wrestling?
Yes and no. It's like I compare all the time. Without like my career in judo, I wouldn't be here today. Like I always say that judo is my first love. You know, I will never forget. It's with me forever. So when I got in WWE, that was kind of hard to understand how pro wrestling work because I never watched it before. That was everything new for me. And everything for me was like competition, because that's what I was used to do since I was 7 years old. So that was hard to understand like how it works. But when it comes like to in-ring training and stuff, my body was used to do it. So it helps a lot, you know. Of course, like the moves and psychology, I had to learn all of this, but like my body was used to the rolls, to the bumps and all of this. So I really think that it helped a lot. So it's kind of crazy because the most important thing for me, and then I still like have this with me, it's like the discipline that I had in judo. It's the same discipline that I do in wrestling. And another big thing for me is like, I need to feel that I deserve, that I earned. If something is like given it to me, I don't want, you know, I need to work hard. I need to feel that I deserve the opportunity. I deserve to be there. So it's something that came from judo because I had to train a lot to go to competitions and win competitions. So that's kind of how I keep doing my thing. And that's how I think I get better, you know. I'm always like, I want more. I always want more. I'm never like, oh, okay, I'm happy here. No, I need challenge. I need to be like out of my comfort zone. Yeah. And that's like something that judo gave it to me for sure. Awesome.
Now, how did you feel watching? I remember you tweeting out you were watching the Olympics this year. Did it give you any vibes of when you qualified for your Olympic team? Like, did it make you kind of miss that?
Honestly, I try not to watch too much anymore because of course I miss it, you know. it's kind of hard, but that's not my life anymore. I'm grateful. I would never forget about it, but like, it's not my life. I just need to accept and then like move on, because it's kind of hard. I didn't do what I that was my dream, to be in an Olympic team, like to have a Olympic medal or whatever, and I didn't do that. So I was like, I cannot be frustrated because I chose to give up this career to have this new one. So I cannot be frustrated and be living like in the past. You know, I'm glad I did a lot in judo and I'm proud of it. I did more than what I expect, but again, I was never like, oh, I'm good because I did more than what I expect. No, I always went more. But then like I gave up to come here. So I cannot be thinking about the past. You know, I need to move on, be grateful, and try to use my experience in judo to do better here. And then something that when I signed with WWE before, I was like, well, I didn't go to the Olympics and didn't get a medal, whatever. So how do I put this dream in this new career? And for me, it was like WrestleMania is my Olympic Games. When I was signed with WWE, and I was like, well, I want to get there, and that's how I'm gonna feel like, you know, my dreams coming true. And thank God I did. You know, like the Battle Royal was something so special to me, and I was like, damn it, I feel like I made it. And then when I signed with AW, I'm like, oh, now I need a pay-per-view match. Because that's gonna be my Olympic thing here. I also try to compare and have the same feeling. So I'm super happy with my career right now because I feel like I'm getting there in the place that I want. Like every goal that I put on the paper, I'm doing it. So I just need to have patience because I was training judo since I was 7. That was like years and years and years. And I'm super new in wrestling. Like I'm 5 years in. And I'm just so proud. And I do have patience to wait for my time to train hard and then keep trying because I know I'm going to get there someday, you know? So
yeah, and I think the one thing you should be proud of, and I don't know if you realize this, but when you and Santana Garrett fought on NXT, you guys were the first ones to beat AEW in a head-to-head rating. And then you transition from that to one of the most popular wrestlers who gets one of the biggest ovations. I mean, I've been in these buildings when you have wrestled and you get one of the loudest ovations when you come out. So that's pretty cool that it kind of all comes full circle.
Yeah, that was crazy because I wrestled Santana in AEW too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when I saw the card and I saw I was having a match against her, I was like, damn, life is crazy.
And you guys won the ratings there too. I feel like you're the ratings machine. Put you on the show. And
yeah.
I will take it. Okay, I will take it. You know, I'm not complaining.
Main event.
Yeah, listen. And I remember like your match with Sheeta. I believe that won the night on Dynamite. Like every time you're out there, you know, you get one of the highest rating, if not the highest rating. So that's something to definitely be proud of.
100%.
Yeah.
Shows your hard work's paying off.
Yeah. And again, like it's the support of the fans. You know, I wouldn't be here without that. So that's why I'm always like so grateful because I'm not doing this by myself. You know, it's a lot of people behind that. Like a lot of people help me, all my friends, like the coaches. And then Tony gave me opportunities and the fans supported me. Like it's a whole family. So that's why I'm so grateful for everything and everyone that is with me in this crazy journey.
And I remember when you had your first match on Dynamite and you came out and you were emotional. Now and now you come out and you're always smiling, you're waving, you really have this ability to connect through a screen, right? I mean, that's the first thing that we noticed watching you all those years ago at the Mae Young Classic. You have this like it factor to you. Now, is that something you think about as you're walking out, or is that something that just is naturally you?
So the first match against Nyla, that was my debut on Dynamite. I was really emotional because I didn't know like what to do after my release. I was like, am I staying wrestling? Like, what am I going to do? So I didn't expect to be signed super soon, you know, and it didn't take long. I was signed right away. And I was like, damn, I'm lucky. I'm blessed, you know, like I was working for a big company and now I'm signed with another big company. So I was just grateful when I saw the stage and everything. I'm like, damn, I'm back and I feel happy. I'm in a better place. Like, so I was really emotional and I was like, oh, I shouldn't be crying right now. I'm a big cry. I shouldn't be crying right now, but it is what it is. Sometimes you cannot hold it, you know. You just need to be you and then see what happens. And I feel like that's what happened with me in AW. And then my entrance after that was not super like happy and smile, whatever. But I remember I had the first show that we had fans back to the arena in Jacksonville. My reaction was just like, I was so happy, and I never really had these reactions before in NXT. So when I came out and the fans went crazy, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? And that's how I got super excited. And I remember I was running like in the same place and then waving at everybody. That was just like me being me in the moment. You know, I was not thinking about it. I was just like being myself, because I'm just goofy like crazy, you know.
No, we can tell.
Or whatever.
That's awesome though. It's a very relatable quality that you have, and that's why so many people, you know, feel like they could be your fan and just want to fall in love with you on screen, right? And I think the cool thing is, to speaking to the reaction thing from the fans' perspective, I was at Double or Nothing this year. I flew down to Jacksonville, and having that year of like not knowing when our next show was going to be as fans, you know, and I remember feeling that like, I have to cheer, I have to be loud. Like, we've waited a year for this. Let's get crazy. Yeah. So that's definitely, and then it's awesome too, because you had a whole year to build when you guys were doing those tape shows, and then, you know, people fall in love with you, want to come, and then boom, it's like all at once, everything hits at once.
Yeah, but I was not expecting, because I never had that before, you know? So that was a good surprise, a great surprise. Yeah. And I was just too excited. I'm like, oh my God, I'm here. Like, I never imagined to be like here living like this and having fans. Like, what the heck? Like, I came from a really poor neighborhood, and, you know, I'm just a normal girl that I didn't even have money to have, like, to get in a bus to go to school. And I'm like, what the heck's my life right now?
Listen, that's how we feel doing this interview, right? Yeah. We feel like, what is our life right now? Because this is our moment. You came out to fans. This is the moment.
That was us right before you joined the call. We're like, is this even real? Like, are we?
Yeah.
God, no.
Now, did you have another moment when you got your first official AEW t-shirt? Was that another big moment for you?
Yes. I didn't even know. They just showed me, and I'm like, oh God, Jesus. And that was my picture, like my face. Then I'm like, I have a shirt with my face on. What the heck? Yeah. But like, my action figure was like,
ooh, and even another one.
Okay, wait here, I'm gonna get it.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's my favorite thing ever.
Oh,
look at that.
Man, I can't wait to get that. I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah. Oh, it might take Kyle an extra 6 months for it to cross the border. Mine's supposed to come this month, but I mean, we'll cross your fingers.
I bought 30.
Whoa.
My whole family. So nice. 30 of mine.
The funny thing is, and I don't know if like you guys notice, so the guy Jeremy, who's like responsible for the figures and stuff, he reposted, or when the images came out, he was like, oh, go ahead and pre-order it. And this is in like November. And people are messaging me like, did you get it? We know Ty's your girl. Did you get it? I'm like, I had it like months ago. What are you talking about? They're like, it's been up since like August. And they're like, no, wait. I'm like, yeah, wait. They're just showing the pictures now.
Yeah. It was crazy because they gave it to me on the pay-per-view, the same day of the pay-per-view.
Oh, nice.
So man. I was already emotional, super nervous with my match and grateful. And then they made a video. I didn't see the video yet, but they were recording it. And they gave it to me. I just cried. I was like, is it real? Like, damn it. I have an actual figure. Like, oh God.
I remember seeing at FanFest for Double or Nothing, they showed like a bunch of new people that are first to line, you know, you, Dark Order, Anna. It was just crazy to be like, oh my God, like you're getting your figure finally, right? It's someone like we keep saying this, but as being, you know, someone who's been your fan for so long, it's awesome that you finally get to be immortalized in a figure.
It's crazy. I was like, it's a dream coming true for sure.
Now, what you have to learn is, and I don't know if anybody at AEW has warned you about this, but as a big collector myself, has anybody explained to you the greatness that is paint pens?
No.
So,
oh God.
whenever you see I'm sure Sammy has to deal with this all the time, but whenever you're seeing a real collector getting a figure signed, they're not using a regular Sharpie because they're kind of dull, right? They want to use these paint pens that you have to shake for like, I don't know, 3 hours beforehand, right? And when you use it, if you use it too hard, it can explode.
What?
So listen, you'll see now that your figure is going to come out. You're going to see a lot of people like, oh, sign it in green or sign it in yellow, because I think yellow is going to probably pop big on that figure. But it's stuff like that, right, that you have to start getting used to. People are going to hand you pens that you shake. It sounds like a little salt shaker in your hand.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for all of this.
Hey, if the pen exploded on my action figure, I wouldn't care. At least the moment would be there watching that happen.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Whatever.
Now, how does that feel too? Like, you know, I know with NXT, you guys did a lot of local shows and you would see some of the same people coming and you would get to know people. But now that AEW is back on the road and you know, they have you doing all these meet and greets and appearances and stuff, how is that for you, getting to see all these different types of fans from all these different areas?
I think I would never get used to it, honestly. It's just like when people stop me like, oh my God, is that Tay Conti? I'm like, yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, it's me. You know, like I'm never gonna get used to it. Like I remember a couple of weeks ago, there was a little girl in backstage and she came to me, hugged me, she was kind of like crying and shaking. I'm like,
Aww.
oh my God, what's going on here? And I get so emotional. I'm like, I'm just a normal person. Like, don't do that. No, please don't. Just don't. Because I do not know how to react. I'm the worst reacting. Like, I do not know.
You're the best reacting. Come on. Everybody talks about how great your faces are on TV and how good you are. Like,
I would take it.
You have
but
like a million gifts.
Yeah.
Maybe like in the ring, maybe. Okay. But like outside, I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
I'd be the same way, 100%. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I could only imagine, right? Especially you have kids coming up to you, like looking at you. And even speaking of kids, right? So Nolan and Brody Jr. And I, you know, you've talked about on Unrestricted how close you are with them and, you know, how they remind you of your little sister back home. And just, you know, how has it been this past year, not only getting close to them, but seeing them grow? I mean, -1 looks more and more like Preston Vance every day, just a skinny version, which I think is so cool.
It's crazy. Like, I love those kids. I love them like with all my heart. For me, they're my family, you know? And then sometimes family is not blood. It's just like love. And I love them. Like, I just don't know. I get emotional when I talk about them because they made me so happy. Every time they're backstage, I have a blast. Even if I'm not doing anything at the show, I have the best day when I'm with them. You know, like Nolan now, like it's kind of like more. In the beginning, I was more close with -1 and not too much with Nolan, but now it's both of them, and it's kind of crazy because I feel a kid. I feel like a kid. We're just playing around and then sitting on the floor, eating French fries or whatever. Like it's just crazy. It's crazy. And the energy, and Brody's always helping me because every time I have like an interview or backstage promo, whatever, he's always with me like, hey, what do you want to say? Let me help you with English. So he always changes the words. And sometimes I can't pronounce a word. And I'm like, oh, can you help me? I need a different word here. And he's the one like helping me out. And then going to his mom, like, hey, mom, tell me a different word here for pie, please. And then he's always like standing by me. And if I say something that doesn't sound good, he stops the interview or he stops the backstage like from or whatever. He's like, hey, no, stop. You're saying this wrong. Repeat it with me. And he's going to repeat the word. Like, it's crazy. Like, he's helping me, you know?
Yeah.
And he's a 9-year-old kid. Like, oh my God.
Listen, and on our end as fans, you know, it warms our heart to see how great you guys are with them because, you know, like, I mean, we're not there. We're not backstage. We don't see what's going on. But when we see the clips on the vlogs or, you know, you guys social media, you put up that great picture of like you, Sammy, Nolan and Brody Jr. And it's like, come on, like that's really what makes us proud to be AEW fans, knowing that, you know, people like yourself and Sammy and everybody else backstage are backstage taking care of the kids. Right. It's awesome.
And that's crazy because they asked for the picture. Yeah, they were like, can we take pictures, please? I'm like, oh no. So, yeah, let's take pictures. I'm like, okay. So it's crazy. Like I guess like they feel the love, you know? we all love them like so much, and we love to be with them backstage and have fun. It's just a family.
I can tell you're more generally happy here. I've noticed a big difference. When you got released from NXT, I prayed every day that you would get signed with AEW. I'm like, oh my God, please have her come over here, because I want to see her grow and become the best women's professional wrestler. And you're here now, and I've generally seen you way more happier than I've ever seen you before. And I see your tweets, and you know, it's crazy. Like I'll be having a rough day, and I'll log on to Twitter, and I'll see one of your happy tweets, and you know, they actually do help a lot. So I do want to say thank you for those tweets as well, because just seeing one of my favorite wrestlers happy being in a company that I love just makes me happy at the same time.
Oh God, thank you. You guys cannot make me cry.
Yeah, I'm getting emotional right now thinking
Sorry,
about it, because it's the truth.
Don't make me cry. But
It is the truth.
It's just like every day that I wake up, I try to be like grateful. Of course, I do have problems, you know, and sometimes it's like, oh God, I'm not feeling good today. But then I remind myself, like, I have such a cool life. I never imagined to be here where I am at, you know, like I have the coolest job ever. I'm working for a company that I love. I love like my friends, the family I have, like all the support. We all have problems, you know, we all go through like hard times in life. It's normal. It's life. It is what it is. But then like, if you remind yourself every day that you're doing good, that tomorrow is going to be better, it's not like a bad day. It's just a bad moment. It's just like a bad 5 minutes. That's when something happens.
Hi, Ty.
So funny thing, maybe for you for future, Zoom only does 40 minutes before it kicks you out.
I talk too much. My bad.
No,
it's perfect.
That's Zoom's fault.
Yeah, so yeah, it is definitely Zoom's fault. So, you know, what you said about your quote, I was going to say before I kick this off. So I have a tattoo on my arm right here. I don't know if you can see it. So it's a cancer ribbon from when I had cancer back in 2012. And the words that you said is kind of similar to what I have on my arm. So it says, there are no such things as bad days, only bad moments and good days.
Boom.
See, so like it's
you need to send me that. Send me a picture of this, please.
Okay. I got
That's how I feel every day. Like something bad happens, I'm like, no, it's not gonna be a bad day. It's just a bad 5 minutes, a bad moment right now, and I will have a great day. And sometimes I tweet to remind myself, you know. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, no, I gotta tweet, because if I'm writing down and I'm reading, I know it's gonna change it. I'm a big like universe thing, like positive person. I'm like, if I see it, it's gonna be better. If I really believe it, it's gonna be better. So see, we have things in common. I like it.
See, Zoom craps out. I go and read Tay Conti's tweet, and now I'm happy again. See?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I read my tattoo, and we're good. We're back. We're back in business.
Yeah.
Now, there's one thing that I've been dying to ask you, because in re-listening to your old interviews, so, you know, you mentioned how growing up, you never watched pro wrestling, right? How you thought it was sex trafficking and stuff like that. I remember you said that in the interview, right? You were so scared to come here. But now you have this profound love for Japanese wrestling. And as somebody who grew up watching WWF, WWE, I didn't watch Japanese wrestling until I started podcasting, and I met people like our co-host Ant, or Jackie and Kyle and stuff like that. And they showed me, hey, watch this match in Japan, or watch this match over here. How did you fall in love with Japanese wrestling? Because I'm definitely really curious about that.
God, I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember how it was like when was the first time. But I remember like Kenny, funny because now I work with him, was one of my favorites to watch. If you watch my matches back like in NXT, I do the V-trigger. I do all
I remember that. Yep.
Everything. Because I was such a fan. Oh, I remember now. I was talking with Raul. Raul is one of my best friends. He's still in NXT. And we had this whole like Latin group. And then they were like, hey, it's more your style. Watch this type of matches. So they sent it to me. A couple names that I never heard before because I never watched wrestling before. And that's how I started watching it. So I was like, okay, let's see like what I like here, because I was trying to find my style back in NXT, and like I don't know, I cannot do flips, like that's not me.
Well, yeah, you couldn't do flips. You couldn't do flips yet.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, that's not really me. Let's see. So I started watching Japanese matches, and maybe because of judo too, because I made a whole connection in my mind. I was like, I fell in love. I just love Japanese style. It's like my favorite style ever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really want to go to Japan, of course. I hope like next year I can do it. It's one of my biggest goals for sure. I want to go there and learn, and then get hit in the face and hit people in the face.
I want to see you in Stardom 100%.
Yes. Oh, yes, 100%. Yeah.
I know I will grow so much, I will get better for sure. So I'm super excited to go there and work and do my best, because I know it's going to be hard, because even in judo with Japanese, oh my God, the training was insane, like crazy. I remember like we going to German or Portugal, and we have two like big training sections with every country, and oh my God, the Japanese were insane, like crazy. So I can't wait to go there and train wrestling. I know it's gonna be so much fun, so I can't wait. It's just like my favorite type of like wrestling. And now in AW, when they have people there, I'm like, is it a dream?
Yeah, right.
Going on.
Yeah.
You and Sheeta, I know. I saw a list. Kyle, do you remember where that list was? Where you had you and Sheeta's match was really high on that list of one of the best AEW matches of the year.
100%.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it might have been Bleacher Report, or it was something like that. Something on Twitter I saw. You guys were like in the top 20.
Oh God, I want to see that. If you find, send a link to me, please.
Okay.
But
Yeah. So it's cool because like if you're having these great matches with Sheeta, imagine with a couple of months in Japan,
God, I can't wait. And I love it. That was one of my favorites match for sure in my career. Like, Sheeta is amazing. Like, I love her and I love work with her. I feel like we have a good chemistry. And that was the first time that we worked together, like against each other. So I don't know. It's just like she has this thing that make me want to do better and be better and be on her level. So I want to do more, and she's so good that makes me, helps me to, it's insane. I love work with Shira. She is amazing for sure. And I was like, it's a dream. Like, I'm working against like a Japanese girl, and she's super good. And that's my favorite style. So I really, really like my match against her. One of my favorites for sure.
And you have become a lot of people's favorite just for wearing that Suzuki shirt. That is one of the coolest shirts I've seen. And you always posted pictures in it. And then you posted a picture with him backstage. And I'm like, oh man, there's a
I was shaking to ask for take a picture. I was shaking. Like, guys, you guys have no idea. Like, I watched him like I'm so many times on the screens. Like, God, I can't believe he's here. Now I need to meet Shibata. Like, I need to meet.
That's like us in the zoo meeting. We can't believe that you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like we're feeling that same moment right now.
Like when I met you in Queens when you did the autograph signing, and I forgot to tell you who I was just shaking. I was nervous, right?
I was mad at you. I was like, "Whoa, why did you didn't tell me?"
But how am I supposed to know you know who I am, right? You're you. Right?
No, and you are you. So I was like, no, you should tell me.
That's very flattering. Yeah. I'm gonna frame that and put that on my wall. I'm me. But no, that's awesome. And now, as we wind down, because we don't want to take up too much of your time, and we definitely appreciate all the time you've given us tonight. You've been in AEW for a year and a half now. What has been some of your favorite parts of being in the company for this year and a half? For
sure, like the family environment. Like, I can't say that word. Like, we are family.
You good? You get
it. You know what I want to say. Boom. Thank you. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel it's like a family. It's not even like what I do in the ring. Of course, that's my job and I have goals, but I'm happy. I'm happy with my job. I'm happy with my boss. Like, I never thought that I would have a boss like Tony. He's crazy. He's insane good. Like, he's such a nice person. Like, I can't believe it sometimes. It's like, is he really my boss? You know? And I'm a type of person that like I don't talk too much like with people backstage. I'm kind of like more quiet too. I feel comfortable. And now I feel I'm in that level. I'm just me. I can be like me without thinking too much. You know, I think the best part of AW is like we are family for
I love
real.
that. I honestly love
Yeah,
that.
not even like the ring stuff. It's like the backstage, you know, being like able to be with the kids and have fun with the kids and have friends like as the vlog crew. Like they're amazing. They, you know, they're family. So Anna J, it's crazy. It's just like I don't have family US besides my brother. Came to here like a year and a half ago, something like that, or a little bit more. And he's my only family, like blood family here. So being able to have AW with me, you know, it's crazy. I feel like I'm not by myself. I have people that I can count on. Like if something bad happened or I have problems or whatever, I have them. I can go there and be like, hey, can you guys help me? And I will have help.
Oh, you're gonna
The
make me cry
lawyers,
now.
everyone.
Yeah. No,
That's
well,
the worst part, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
not be able to have my family around, it's like crazy. It's been like 2 years since I went home for the last time. So it's the hardest part.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's this crazy world we live in, and it does suck. And it's hard for people who family don't live here. Right. I mean, I'm lucky. My family's all here. Right. I can drive. My mom lives down the block from me. So like I've, you know, that type of stuff doesn't get lost on me. Like I don't forget that because there's people like you out there who it's been a long time. And that does suck. It makes us emotional seeing you get so emotional talking about it. But I mean, hopefully, you know, everybody, we cross our fingers that we're starting to move towards the right direction. But yeah, it's
crazy. And I always try to tell my friends like, hey, enjoy your family. You know, like I call my mom every day. Like we talk every day, like 3-4 times a day. We FaceTime every time because that's the only way that I have to be close to her, to my family, my dad and my stepdad, my sister. So sometimes when I see like people here and then they, because we forgot we're humans, you know, it's like we get used to it. It's normal to have your family around you, so you don't really realize like, oh, I'm so lucky that I have my family here.
Yeah.
And when I see that, I'm like, hey, call your mom, text your mom, or like go see your family for my closest friends or whatever. Like, because you guys are lucky, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it is what it is. That's the life I chose. So there's consequences, and my family gets it. They know I'm doing like the best for me and for them. So it is what it is. I pray that I can go home soon. I'm trying to go this year, like for Christmas, but let's
hopefully
see.
Yeah,
we'll cross every finger and every toe for you. Everything.
Now, you know, with your mom, has she learned wrestling? Because I know you said before in other interviews that like at first she didn't even understand it, and when you were trying to explain WrestleMania to her, you know, she was just like, "Oh, it's a big deal, so I'm happy for you." Now, did she understand what you're doing in AEW?
Now a little bit more.
Okay, so that's good.
I remember my little sister because she was used to me like winning judo or whatever. And then every time I was like in NXT, I was losing. And I remember one day she told me like, why did you change your sport? Like you used to win, now you just lose every time. Like you must not be good. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, it's crazy. She was a kid. She's a kid, so it's hard.
You got to show her your dark and elevation matches because you
right?
got like a 99% win record on there. You have one of the best records in the company.
So now with like the dark, they can watch on YouTube, and we have
cool.
space in Brazil, and it's live now.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
It's super cool, and my mom gets excited like for the pay-per-view match. My mom invited like every friend that she had.
That's
there.
Cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
A big deal about it. So I got so emotional because now they're really into wrestling. Like every week she calls me like, hey, are you on TV this week? I want to watch. Like, you know, and she has her favorites. Like she loves watch Anna J and she loves watch Sammy. Like it's crazy. And she calls like, who's on TV today? Can you tell me so I can watch it? So it's crazy. Like they really like it now.
That's awesome. Now, with this year coming up, right? Obviously, besides going home, which is a big goal for you, do you have any goals professionally in AEW
Oh
that
yeah,
you want to
I'm
hit?
taking the title.
Okay. Now, do you want one specifically, or you want them both? You want to be a champ?
I'm going for everything I can have.
Two belt Tay.
Nice.
That'll be a hashtag.
Both.
Yeah. Two belt Tay will be a hashtag one day.
I want to change the name of the TBS. It's TBS. So.
Oh, let's go.
I love it.
Let's go.
TBS championship. Yeah.
So whoever wins that tournament, just know Ty's coming.
They better be ready.
Yeah.
They better be ready because it belongs to me. Just saying.
Listen, I'm sitting in section 6 in Newark. If you want to come that way, high five me on the way to the ring and jumping whoever wins that belt. Let's do it.
I'm doing it. But yeah, that's for sure my biggest goal. And then I want to go to Japan too. You know, and keep like having good matches and growing and trying to do something new every time I'm in the ring. That's what I want to do.
That's amazing.
Well, that's good. And you know, that's all the time we have with you. We don't want to take up too much of your time, but as you know, a fan who's been around for a long time, I just want to say that I'm proud of you, seeing your growth, seeing how far you've come from, you know, the Mae Young Classic. I'm going to keep saying it because that's to me what it's in my head, right? Seeing you come out and waving when they introduce you guys to now seeing you have one of the best matches, if not the best match on a pay-per-view, become one of the most popular wrestlers. It really warms my heart. And it's so cool that even though I wasn't there, it's cool as a fan to be there through this whole journey, to see you grow into an actual superstar, not just something they call you for fun, but like an actual superstar in this industry. And the sky is the limit for you. And I couldn't be more happier to be your fan, and how great you are with your fans. It's awesome. So thank you so much for doing this. Kyle, if you have anything to say.
Exactly what he just said. That nailed it right on the head for me. Yeah, just watching you since that Mae Young Classic to what you are now, the sky is the limit. You are just gonna break every ceiling that you hit. I can honestly tell from watching you from all these years that you have so much to give to this business, Ty, and you are going to do amazing things. So continue doing what you're doing and spreading that positivity like you always do on Twitter, which helps me a lot in some dark days. So thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for being you and being someone we enjoy watching on TV each and every single week on AEW. So again, praises to you for that.
Oh God, you guys are really making me emotional right now. I do not want to cry, but it's hard. It's kind of like hard to hear all of this and not get emotional. You know, like I just feel like I'm a normal person trying to do my best and living a dream. So it's crazy. So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for always being with me. I remember you like since day one. That's why I'm like, he's my friend. And that's why I'm like, you're my friend, you know, like Phil's always with me, like always texting me and always supporting me since day one. I remember like when I got released, you were buying all my merch and like trying to help every time and like sending me like positive messages. So you were part of my journey, my career, like, you know, and everyone that's always support me. So I'm so grateful. I wouldn't be here today without you guys, without that support. So I just feel we are all in this together. It's not my career. It's ours, you know, like you guys are here with.
That's great.
So I really do appreciate the opportunity. I will invite myself more times to come
whenever you want. We got to get you on here with our whole team, right? There we have some great, you know, it's me and Kyle, but we have Ant and Jackie as well. And you know, we definitely got to have you back. But let everybody know where they can follow you on social media.
Tay Conti _ and I try to be good there, but if you don't like it, it's fine too, you know, guys.
I don't know how you're not following her already.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, at this rate, right?
I try to be positive and, you know, but whatever. I'm just me. And I make mistakes. I'm human, but I'm trying to be good and better every day. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. Thank you for the opportunity to be here talking. I talk a lot. You know, I told you guys, like, when I get comfortable, it's hard to make me stop.
It's all good. We're the same way.
We're podcasters. We talk a lot.
Yeah, that's what we do every day, right? So if it's your first time watching this, because we have the great Tay Conti on, you can follow the show at Elite POV everywhere. You can follow us on TikTok. Tay Conti knows something about that. Big TikTok star over here. At Elite POV Clips. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and wherever at Philium Elite. Kyle, let them know.
You guys can follow me at All Elite Kyle. I know it's so original. But yeah, you can follow me on there. I'm not a really big Instagram and TikTok guy. I mainly sit on Twitter.
We'll get you.
Yeah, eventually I'll move over and start doing some TikTok dances. Why not? I got to get some content out there. But yeah, at All Elite Kyle, you can follow me, guys. And again, thank you so much, Tay, for coming on here today. Like, this honestly means the absolute world to me and Phil. I don't think there's anything else we could want now in life.
Yeah,
because you came on this podcast with us.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Oh God, thank you guys. I'm sending you a lot of hugs.
Yeah, thank you.